Now, the next thing is, there's so many aspects to compatibility that you need to look at. Mental compatibility, social compatibility, spiritual compatibility. You look at that. Then, when you are assessing that person, you also need to assess your own feeling. You know, we've spoken about love, lust, and infatuation. So, assess your feeling and ask yourself, am I sure that this is love? Because maybe it was the way the sister did her hair, or it's the way that she moved, or the way the clothes was shaping with her body. And then your lust and your infatuation is doing jiggy jiggy. Because, you know, I told you recently, I don't know whether it's last week or 2 weeks ago, most of what you are calling love that you are looking for is because your upbringing, your background, your association, your environment has shaped your view of what love is, or what a beautiful person is. So if they don't fit into that image that has been programmed into you, you say the person is ugly. But there is really nobody that is ugly. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you need to answer all these questions. They will go a long way in helping. So number one is what? Awareness. Number two is assessment. Let's go to the third one. The third thing that needs to happen, steps to finding love. So now you are aware. Then you move on. You begin to assess. And then from assessment, you move on, and then you become attracted. You get to attraction level. Because if you look at what happened when we're wrapping up the last point, we're looking at the fact that, look at the compatibility of the person you are drawn to, and then examine whether it is love, infatuation, or lust. So by now, you're already being attracted. That's the third step. So to find true love, you have to put attraction in the right place. You have to put attraction in the right place. So yes, you are attracted to the person. No problem. But be sure that this attraction is in the right place, because you must shine your eyes and shine your brain. If you don't shine your eyes and shine your brain, you can end up becoming a casualty in the word of love. In the church today, we are dealing with a lot of marital crisis, marital problem. People that are married and fighting. You are all kinds of issues, counseling for hours. All manner of pastor pray. So let's avoid that. Let's reduce all this unnecessary and avoidable counseling by ensuring that we get it right even before we get in there. So make sure you shine your eyes and then shine your brain. So before you allow your emotion to overrule your sense of reasoning, ensure you have done what needs to be done. You have gone through awareness, you have gone through assessment. Because every time your emotion is the driver and your brain is the passenger in the vehicle of your life, accident is inevitable. Every time your emotion is the driver and your brain is the passenger in the vehicle of your life, accident is inevitable. So don't allow your emotion to overrule your sense of reasoning. Don't allow your emotion to overrule your sense of reasoning. Then we'll go to number 4, interest. So now that you are attracted, you now become interested in the person. We are looking at the step. And then to find true love, you have to move from just attraction to being really interested in the other party. Because you have now seen that it's not just about attraction. You are really interested in and committed to their welfare. You are really interested in knowing them, in seeing them be the best version of themselves. You are really interested in making a difference in their life. So it's not really about what you are going to get. It's about what can I give? What can I do? How can I be a blessing? How can I make a difference in the life of this person? Now, this will help you to know that what you feel is beyond infatuation and lust. Because see, if what you have is infatuation or lust, you will not be interested in their well-being. You will not be interested in their welfare. You will not care about them. You will only be interested in getting what you want, or getting your desires met, or getting your desires satisfied. And that becomes a major pointer to the fact that you are not really in love. You are in lust, or you are in infatuation. Now, so at this point, you become interested in relating with the person, and you care deeply about their well-being. You want to know how old they are. You want to know how many of them are in their family. You want to know what their educational qualification is. You want to know what they do for a living. You want to know what kind of business they do. You want to know the challenges they are facing in their life. You want to know how the level of spiritual maturity that they have. You want to know if they have done membership class, if they have done maturity class, if they have done ministerial class. You want to know what department they are in. You want to know whether they are in house fellowship or not. You want to know whether they have dreams and aspirations and goals. You are really interested. And because you are interested, you are really asking the serious questions. You are asking the right question. So those things I told you to do, 101 common sense consideration, they are going to be available for all the different phases of this masterclass. So that's why if you don't have the manual, get the manual and make sure, because you see, well, we only play our part. We can't force you, but it is well. So let's move on. So you become interested. And then number 5, then there is likeness. Likeness. And this is the 5th step. So to find true love, you develop a strong likeness for the person and you are willing to make sacrifices for them. So you have gone beyond just being interested. Now you now like them. And we, note that we say 7 steps to find love. We have not used the word love yet. Oh, you like them. I really like you. I really like you. At that point, many people say, I love you, I love you, I love you. You may not be there yet. Because love is a process. Sometimes you have the feeling, but you have not arrived at the place of commitment. Because love is more of a commitment than a feeling. So at this point, you really, you are beginning to like them. Because most of the time, when you think you love them, at this stage of likeness, when you start seeing some things that you don't like, when you start hearing some things about them that you don't like, when you start discovering some things about them that you don't like, you suddenly realize that a lot of things changes. You may think that you are in love with someone and you get to the point of likeness. To find true love, you develop a strong likeness for the person and are willing to make sacrifices for them. Now you discover that the person is HIV positive. Will you continue? But some people will continue. Okay, if you're HIV positive, that's not a problem. There are antiretroviral drugs. There's a way we can go about it. I believe God can heal you. I believe you can. So, because really, that's where you begin to know, separating the boys from the men. Are you willing to make sacrifices for them? You love the person. I love you, I love you, I love you. You didn't know that it's not love here, it's like. You now discover that the person is a single parent. Yeah, you met him in church. He's a nice guy. And he's committed, he's in the choir, he's in protocol, he's in audiovisual, he's in Masha. So you've seen him in church, you've seen that he's committed, he's a good guy, young guy, and then you now discover that, why they say, well, I need to tell you, now that we're getting close, I actually have a son. When I was in secondary school, I impregnated someone. I have a 6-year-old boy. Will you continue? That's when you will know whether it's just paku paku or you are really in love. So don't be using love at this 5th level. You are liking them. It is at this stage you know whether you are crossing into love. This stage. Because this stage is where a lot of sacrifices will be required. You now discover that the person you thought was really mature, you say, no, actually, I dropped out of school and, I want to really go to school. And I've been praying that when I get married, I will still be to. You now realize that the person you are getting married to, you are not just getting married to a beautiful, wonderful woman. You will pay school fees for the next 7 years. So at that point, you will know whether you love them or not. Say, I can't carry this load, I beg, I need a graduate. Or by that time, you discover that she has a health issue. Because you see a lot of people in church, everybody is looking fine, looking beautiful, looking handsome. You don't know what they are carrying in their body. But by the time you get to this at the beginning, you say, I actually have a health issue. I would need a surgery. But they say I should not have the surgery until I marry. And so when we get married, I will need to do this surgery first before we can now do this and do that. I say, that's where you will begin to know sacrifices.